got an interview with EMCC2 and I'm going to play some of her music. How about
good.
That?
Excellent.
This one here is called Hard Road. Check it out. So her name's Eliza, right?
Yeah, her name's Eliza.
She'll be coming up soon.
And she should be coming out soon.
MCC2 and Hard Road.
Yeah, and actually,
Yeah?
we have Elsa on the phone right now from Christchurch, I believe.
Yeah.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Can you hear us?
Kia ora.
Yeah,
Hey, there you
Hi
are.
guys, hi Jeff, hi Lindsay.
Hey, how's
good.
it going?
It's Jeff,
Bernie.
Lindsay and Bernie in
G'day.
the studio. So,
Tanaka.
Oh, hi Bernie.
yeah, you're in Christchurch, correct?
Yep, I am based in Christchurch, yep.
Yeah. So Bernie was from Christchurch, weren't you?
Yeah, I was there a long time ago. We were talking about this before, though. Christchurch people, what school did you go to?
Yeah, it's a bit like that in Christchurch, to be fair. Yeah, it's a bit of a little bit of a backward town sometimes. Not that most Christchurch people would want to think that, but
No,
you know,
but
it can be a little bit quiet here. But
Plenty of
pretty
good music come
I
out of there,
love
though.
Christchurch.
Okay, so look,
Sorry?
you're live in Brisbane at the moment, and welcome to the New Zealand show. Can you just give us a potted history of your musical history?
Oh, well, look, to be honest,
See that
I feel like I'm
rhyme?
a bit late to the party, you know.
Oh, yeah?
I'm a child of the 80s. So
Okay.
I'm actually, I'm not a young girl, though I do a good job, obviously, with my photos and things. But look, I probably for the longest time sort of shelved my musical talent and thought, well, actually, I haven't got time to do that. But to be honest, I don't believe that it's too late to start. So for the last couple of years, I've really been exploring my musical making, and what I've done is obviously with EMCC too is just really explore that and have a bit of fun with my music, and originally I sort of started out being more EDM focused, electronic dance music, but it's kind of evolving, which is really fun actually. I'm really enjoying the whole process of making albums and just exploring different genres and types of music. It's been great.
Well, it's interesting you alluded to your age, right? Not that we want to know how old you are, but we were talking about your style before, and it sounds there's a lot of 80s English...
Picking up Human League vibes there.
Yeah, really early John Fox style Human League and lots of really, when they first... that electric stuff, really early Depeche Mode, really early stuff,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of that there, and I, I really love that kind of style of music, so.
So do I.
Yeah. Do you? Okay, you perform by yourself, do you, or?
I at the moment pretty much I create my music and put it out into the world, obviously, and I'm not actually performing live at the moment because what I'm doing is I'm wanting to do an acoustic version of my music, so not really electronic but more acoustic stuff. So I'm actually in the process of just sorting that out to start performing it, because I actually do perform with a duet currently.
Oh, do you?
It's called Eat Your Cake, and it's quite experimental. So through that process of actually being with that duet, I actually started to make my own music, and that's where EMCC2 sort of came about.
Right.
So that's been kind of the process for me with the creation sort of stuff.
Well, look, thanks for sending us your music, because we really like it. So, and you'll be getting, you're getting quite a lot of airplay on the New Zealand show, so it's really good.
Oh, fabulous. No, thanks, guys. Look, any exposure is good exposure. It's fabulous.
Do you, so you play with the duet, and do you actually, so you haven't actually performed solo yet, or is all you have?
No, I haven't performed solo yet. Just purely because it's, I really want to give the music, I really want to, make sure it sounds right. And, part of that is obviously making sure that, with the acoustic setup of it, that it, still sounds as it should. So I am actually, as part of this process as well for the last couple of years, my voice has been my main instrument most of my life, but I'm actually now learning a few other instruments as well. So that's kind of changing my music too. So, probably moving away more from just purely electronic stuff, but actually moving more towards some other different genres. As much as I love the 80s, I've also got a super soft spot for rock music. I've always loved, like Dragon, a real, like, She Had. There's been some amazing New Zealand bands in that space. So I'm kind of exploring that. So my next album is going to be out in May, and it's going to be a little bit of a different, it's sort of the next progression, really, which I'm really looking forward to sort of putting out there in the world and seeing what happens.
That sounds pretty amazing. You're right. I mean, there's Dragon, She Had. New Zealand's producing great rock music, and we were talking before we went on air about, as New Zealanders, we tend to have a problem blowing our own trumpet about how good we are. So we trying to...
I think that's a big understatement, Lindsay.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, I started this show in 1983 because I found New Zealand music was getting no exposure. And the funniest thing, where you are in Christchurch, a lot of the early Flying Nun bands were there's a couple based in Christchurch, but we're in the same position we were in the 1980s, as far as airplay, as far as that sort of stuff's concerned. And, you know, it's just not acceptable, you know, after 38 years, you know, surely New Zealanders have a right to... So I think that what the pandemic's really done is bring forward New Zealanders, because maybe festivals or whatever can't get an overseas artist, so they're now, you know, looking at New Zealand artists, you know.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, there is such a huge wealth of talent in New Zealand as well, you know, just through, you know, people that I've met being involved with music and the creation process of it. Because I'm actually involved, I do some open micing and things, and also like do jam sessions with other musicians. And, you know, there's just, honestly, I get blown away all the time at the amazing talent. But, you know, these people, unfortunately, they just don't get an opportunity to share their music. And I think that's a real shame because, you know, they're obviously not able to get the exposure. They have to really hunt and drum it up online. And a lot of people are not necessarily savvy in that respect. So, you know, they don't know how to make a music video. They're not quite sure how they produce their music properly. And they kind of ended up getting bogged down. And yet they've got some really amazing music that really should be shared. And I do agree with you. I think, you know, it's probably something the industry needs to think about is, you know, how do they support these artists that are coming up? And, you know, they do. They have great ideas, great music, but they're just not getting the time and exposure that they need to really, you know, be out there and be sharing it.
So is anyone actually playing in local music and radio over there at the moment? I mean, or is it still the same as Lindsay said?
Are you getting any support from, like, RDU or anybody else like that, as far as radio is concerned?
No.
See?
And look,
why
you know,
is that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel it's a bit like it's kind of you know, it's obviously it's about networking as well, you know, and getting the right contacts. But I don't feel like there's a platform where, as a new artist, you can go and say, "Hey, I'm here," you know. Have a look at what I'm doing, you know, give me some tips or, you know, tell me where I should be going to get this information or where I should be going to get more exposure. I feel like it's a bit like the industry kind of just sits back and goes, well, we'll just wait and see and we'll pick up what we want.
Yeah, and wait till someone else discovers it overseas and then play it on the radio.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I know.
Yeah,
What's the main radio station? Is it More FM, is it, in Christchurch? What is it?
Well, the indie station's RDU.
What's the main, you know, like
the
commercial
station?
What would that be? More FM?
Yeah, it'd be like More FM and
so
the other ZM stations. Yeah,
like don't resuscitate.
And they play a lot of overseas music. You know, you're not getting a lot of. I mean, you get a lot of 660, but that's, you know, kind of that's that really.
Have you? So you haven't tried putting, you know, Don't Resuscitate Me. Have you? You haven't tried putting that. You haven't tried putting that one, presenting that one to More FM, or you haven't?
No, I haven't. I haven't at all. And to be honest, I'm not even sure what the channel is for me to do that. This is the thing: is I just feel like there's a disconnect of information. You know?
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do, and I can imagine for someone, you know, I'm reasonably savvy. I've got a YouTube channel, I've got my Facebook, I've got my music out there, and I'm doing my own producing and things. But if you're just not that savvy, you're really kind of like, you know, stuck. And even with me, I don't think I've probably got as much information as I could, could use.
Just go down there with your CD, man, and go up to the, just.
Your 45 single.
Well, have you got a hard copy CD? Have you got a hard copy or CD?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Bernie.
Yeah. Jeff used to be in New Zealand radio.
So people would just come in and, you know, you could just ask for the program director.
Yeah.
And he'll come to the front desk and you just hand him the CD, you know. You could do that.
Yeah, $50 taped underneath the bottom.
But because your song, Don't Resuscitate Me, I haven't heard all your songs, but there's no reason why they shouldn't play that, man.
It's an awesome song.
It's an awesome song, man. It'd fit any time of the day, anywhere.
Guys, thank you. I know you've played it a few times, and look, every time I see it being played, I'm like, yes.
Well, and the other thing on the point you've just made, the other point I see is that there's a lot of regional bands. Like we've helped support. There's a young woman from Hawke's Bay, I think, or Gisborne, around there, called Danica Bryant. She now lives in Wellington, and her stuff is really, we'll play that. And then there's another band from Palmy called The Wake Up, all young folks. And, and you say to them, well, are you getting any radio support? And they just sort of like, no.
Mad, yeah.
And you're just going, Jesus Christ, like it's what's wrong with these people, And then I read that the America's Cup promotions people paid Rod Stewart $1 million to do I Am Sailing. I mean, for God's sake, you could have got bloody Don McGlashan to do it cheaper, and it's a New Zealand artist. I mean,
I didn't know that.
And so if that was in Australia, they'd be running after them with pitchforks.
There's no support of
no.
So tell us about your recording. Do you do it it's like in the bedroom on your computer, or you got a little studio at home in the basement? How are you doing?
I've got a little studio area that I use, and it's just I just do it on a computer and have my microphone and everything set up, and play around with it. And obviously it's been a bit of a process, as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. But it's amazing what you learn, actually, just with technology and what's available now. You don't really need to have a full-on studio to be able to produce music, which is just amazing to me.
And you do everything yourself, like all on your own? Does anyone help you?
Yeah, No, just me.
Wow.
And, it's, like I said, it's been a really amazing process. I guess the thing for me as well is that feeling of achievement from having created something, like a little baby, you nurse it all the way up and then send it out into the world.
And if you do get radio play and get a hit, you don't have to pay anyone else for royalties.
Yeah, that's true.
But the best part about it is, you said you were probably late to the whole music game, so maybe that's to your advantage, because you being late, you've done your homework and sort of stepped in where you can. I think the problem with a lot of younger folks now is they get seduced by this kind of Australia or New Zealand's Got Talent, and some has-been goes on the TV and tells, you're going, and then they're in the bargain basement and forgotten about, and it's like it's cruel, and it's not, It's just, I just shake my head. I still shake my head 38 years later, and the same problems there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. No, I hear you. And like I said, there is such an amazing pool of talent. I mean, I just listen to your show, and the artists that you're featuring. It's amazing, and it's a real shame that these people are not getting an opportunity to get out there and get listened to by New Zealanders.
Well, I know that you
supporting our own music.
Yeah, I know that you follow our Facebook and our playlists and stuff. So as you know, we're pretty diverse. I mean, and
absolutely.
What have we got? 4 announcers, and each of us has a different, specialty or a different something that we like. But it's as diverse as anything. And people say to me, "God, how much music have you got in New Zealand?" I said, "Well, heaps actually.
Yeah.
We haven't even
one song for
I
every
can't
sheep."
get to the end of it.
Yeah, no, we can't."
Yeah.
I've been here since 5 years, eh?
Yeah.
I can't get to the bottom of it. I keep finding new stuff all the time.
Yeah, it's just amazing, and so in like in Christchurch, I mean, who's who's some of the bands that we should be looking out for?
Well, look, I have a few really cool people that I know.
Yeah.
And God, you know what? You put me on the spot. My brain's gone blank.
Don't worry about it.
But I can email you guys a whole huge list of people, honestly, who are just fabulous. And in fact, top of my head, one that's just popped in, an artist called Mad Frank. She's fabulous.
Oh, really? I don't know.
See, we never heard of her.
I never heard of her.
Oliver and the Acre is another really amazing artist.
No.
And these people are producing music all the time, and they're just fabulous.
But we play a lot of stuff from Christchurch.
Yeah, we play a lot of
stuff from Christchurch.
This,
I'm going back to. I used to go to the Gladstone. And that's been gone a long time, and the Aranuri and the Hillsborough Tavern and all that. So is there pubs out there doing local bands regularly?
I think absolutely there is. There's probably some consistent, circuit type bands that are obviously booked because they've got a bit of a following. Mm-hmm. But, there are some new bands out there. I don't know how many of them, though, would be doing more than just covers. There's a lot of cover bands. And I think that's kind of that perception out there that, it's a cover music, it's going to be pleasing to everybody.
Yes, safe.
But, it would be kind of cool for them to actually probably play a bit more original stuff,
well, one of the most famous bands in New Zealand music, in New Zealand music came from Christchurch, and that was the Exponents. I remember them when they were the Dance Exponents,
yeah, definitely.
Signed to Mushroom, became kind of a new wavy kind of hit, and some of the Flying Nuns, the Bats, they're all based, all the folk in the Bats are all Christchurch based. So, and a lot of that early Flying Nun stuff, there were a couple of good Christchurch bands that came through from that. They weren't all in Dunedin,
Is that recording studio still there in Christchurch, is it? Or
which one's that?
Is that Flying Nuns, man? Is that still going?
No, it's all in Auckland now. The original studios, though, when they're gone, they'll fell in the earthquakes.
Oh, strife.
Yeah. So, how are you finding Christchurch after the earthquake? Is it sort of being rebuilt properly? And
look, it's fabulous, to be fair. It's, Christchurch, it was slow going, and it probably still is reasonably slow, the turnaround, but honestly, the inner city is so different. And I think for the next generation of kids that are coming up, it's going to be a fabulous city. I mean, there's just so many cool things,
So did you go through the earthquake? Did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Whoa. I was right in the heart of the city, actually.
Oh, my God.
I was in the building opposite the cathedral when the spire fell.
No
I actually saw that firsthand, which was, a little traumatic, to say the least.
Oh, my God. Are they still arguing about the cathedral?
No, from what I heard.
No, it's being rebuilt. So,
is it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Because I heard it was going to get knocked.
Yeah.
That's the last I heard.
Yeah, well,
no, there's a guy came out, now correct me if I'm wrong, he came out from Europe and said, we learned how to do this from the Second World War. You can build it for cheaper than what you build a new one and make it earthquake proof.
Will it be, so it won't be brick?
Yeah, they're using the stones and everything, but they've got reinforcing.
Yeah.
It's a real icon of Christchurch, the cathedral, and, I just think it would have been, too much for us to lose, especially after such a terrible event, to have lost the cathedral as well. So.
Yeah. And I think too, I go back to the Dance Exponents, in Cashel Street we'll meet, like, and they name checking all these places, like the Cathedral, Cashel Street, everywhere else. And having been to Christchurch a couple of times myself, what a great city. I haven't been since the earthquake, but the last time I was there was 2008, and it was really
I got good memories of Christchurch too, eh? It's a good place, man. Actually, I saw the Wizard and everything, like...
Oh, the Wizard.
Yeah, I saw him, man. He was arguing with people and carrying on.
My memories are more fuzzy. Because I lived there. So tell us, on your stage name there, EMCC2... Now, we worked out what the EMCC is, the 2. Are you a sequel? Was there a 1?
No, it's a funny little play. I don't know. I liked EMC squared.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
So, that was where it sort of came from.
We were having an intense conversation about that. we were having an intense conversation about that, and we were going, hang on, EMC2, and then we worked out, of course, it's your name, and you know, a 2.
I thought you'd reinvented yourself, like it was Eliza Part 2, you know, maybe.
No. Part 1's fabulous. Why don't you get
that's
part
it.
2?
You see.
No, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. So we're about to play another song, are we, Jeff?
Yeah, so Eliza, I was wondering if you could choose what you'd like us to play. What I'll do is I'll play Don't Resuscitate Me, because that's our old favourite.
Yeah, we love it.
We love it. So we want to play that, but the one after it can be your choice. So what would you like it to be?
Okay. I've completely forgotten what ones I sent to you guys. So.
Time's up.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Wait on. Let me see.
Jeff's been doing some digging.
Yeah, I've been doing some digging. Actually, you've got quite a...
Oh, fabulous, yeah.
Yeah, no, just anything.
What have you been doing for like your acoustic? What's something you're choosing out of your set that you want to adjust to acoustic? Maybe we could play the original and then we'll hear it later.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just thinking about which one would be best, actually.
We keep putting her on the spot, mate.
Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty put on the spot, actually.
Bunch of bastards.
Well, I'm thinking something probably from the Despondent album.
Rightio, yep.
Yeah, which obviously Don't Resuscitate Me comes from.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, probably Numb, actually.
All right.
I really like that song.
All right.
Despondent's really about, that whole 2020 thing that really got me the whole year, how hard it was with the pandemic and global stuff. And I just, it just kind of like, Numb sort of summed it up, really.
What about the song we're going to play, Don't Resuscitate Me? Interesting title. What was that kind of about?
Well, it kind of followed the theme with Despondent, that whole year, and, that whole feeling of like, gosh, is this going to end? What's going to happen? And Don't Resuscitate Me, I was just literally, the whole backstory of that one is I was having a dance at home, as you did, because you couldn't dance anywhere else. And I was thinking, gosh, this is amazing. I'm just really enjoying myself. And I thought, this is a perfect moment. If I was to die right now, it would be great. And that's what I thought, well, gosh. Don't resuscitate me.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the moment. Really
about
love
that moment, eh?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good positive.
That's very good. That's
actually,
awesome.
That is quite positive, actually.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah. Well, there is a positive side to it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Fabulous.
okay, so do you want me to play a song and then talk to her afterwards?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that.
So we're going
then.
to play a song.
Yeah.
We're going to play... What are we going to play, Jeff?
We're going to play Don't Resuscitate Me, EMCC2, and then we'll come back and carry on.
And have a chat.
Right. Let's do that, eh?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Thanks.
If I die tonight out on the floor, don't you dare resuscitate me.
4ZZZ, the New Zealand show.
The beat fills me, throws me to the floor. The room is spinning round and round, more and more and more.
listening to the legendary New Zealand show on the bloody amazing 4ZZZ.
Dendy Cinemas, your local independent home of quality cinema. For latest releases, art house movies, film fests, special events, and a luxurious premium lounge. Escape to the movies in style at Dendy's Portside Wharf and Cooperoo locations. Join Dendy Club for discounts, exclusive preview events, birthday rewards, and more. Book online dendy.com.au or flash your 4ZZZ subcard at the box office, where 4ZZZ subscribers get an exclusive 20% off. Dendy Cinemas are proud sponsors of 4ZZZ.
Want to work on the best film studios, collaborate with amazing artists, and create content for the brands you love? SAE Creative Media Institute gets you industry ready sooner. Whether it's audio and music, animation, design, film, or games development, at SAE, you'll work on projects alongside the industry's best. Come and see for yourself at the SAE Info Night, Thursday, April 29. Register now at sae.edu.au. SAE are proud sponsors of 4ZZZ.
Yep, the New Zealand show on air.
Yeah, on air.
So we heard a really nice song, Numb, by EMCC2. And we also heard Don't Resuscitate Me as well.
Yeah.
And we've been speaking to EMCC2 from Christchurch on air.
Yep.
And so...
Yeah, welcome back.
Welcome back.
To the show.
Thanks, guys.
That's all right. So, without taking up too much of your time, so when is your next album or EP out?
It's going to be out about mid to late May.
Yeah.
And it's called Emotional Moments.
Okay, lovely.
Awesome.
All right, great. Now, what we might do is catch up with you, say, in, a few weeks after that's been released, and we might do like a feature of that, and maybe get you back and you can have a chat to us about, that. And what we'll do is you give you an opportunity to program the show while you're explaining your EP.
Oh, that would be awesome.
How would that
fabulous,
be?
Though.
Yeah, fantastic.
That would be fab, really fab.
Sounds good. Look, we've really enjoyed having you along. Would you mind just leaving us with a spot for our show before you go?
Absolutely.
Yeah, away you go.
When should I do it?
Now.
Cool. This is EMCC2, listening to the New Zealand show on 4ZZZFM.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thanks a lot, Eliza. We'll play another one of your tracks to finish off. I just have to I've got heaps of sponsors to get through, so we'll do that, and then we'll rip into one of your songs. So all the best for the future, and we hope to speak to you soon.
We hope to speak to you soon. And look, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Hey, thanks so much, guys, for the opportunity.
That's not a problem.
It's fabulous.
All right, take care.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
You're listening to the New Zealand Show on 4ZZZ.